Becca. You may be wondering, where's Mike? Well, I have decided to do Becca's books. This will be a series of all the books that I have read and reviews that I will be giving them. Particularly series that maybe Mike has no interest in reading, or, you know, that he has no knowledge of. But anyway, this was kind of an impromptu video. I didn't really plan on filming, but I just finished this book called Kill All Happies by Rachel Cohn. I was lucky enough to get a free copy when I visited Disney Publishing. I posted about my visit and trip to Disney's Grand Central Creative Campus. I'll leave a link for that down below so you guys can check it out as well. Kill All Happies just released on May 2nd. This is a YA contemporary. It is about a girl who is graduating from her high school and wants to throw the most epic senior party ever. She wants to throw it at this cool little diner called Happies. It's this historic diner in this town, and the diner is closing, so she wants it to be kind of the last hurrah at this place. Now, Happies has a cult following of fans, and they find out about this party and raid it, and it gets out of hand. These fans, also called Happies, end up coming because they want to check out the deserted theme park that is attached to Happies, the diner, and kind of relive the whole property before it closes the final day. So this party basically goes from, you know, just a crazy high school party to this out of control huge party, and she has to figure out how to calm it down. And just to look at this book, the book is so pretty, guys. I really like the yellow, and the inside's nice and pink. The back of this is what's cool though. It's actually a map of Happies theme park and then Happies restaurant. So you can see Happies restaurant right down here, and then the theme park there. It's actually really cool, and I really like it. And the book's black with a nice little metallic spine. So overall, the book was very entertaining. I did have a few issues with it, particularly with the characters and some of the motivations behind the characters, but I did really like the setting, the story, and the writing itself. So I do recommend this book. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. The ending wasn't my favorite. You know, it didn't amaze me or anything, but I did enjoy it, and I was entertained, and I read through it really, really quickly. So if you're looking for like a fun summer read, I think this is great. For anybody who's graduating, whether that's college or high school, I think this would actually be a really fun read to have right around graduation, because that's kind of what it celebrates. I did think it was a little long. It comes in about a little under 300 pages, and I think I got a little tired of reading at like 230 or 40 pages. I just really wanted to get it finished. But it was still a good story. I was still entertained, and I actually blew through this. I finished this in a day. I am personally a really big Disney nerd. Obviously, Mike and I were married in a theme park, you know, so the theme park aspect to this was definitely my favorite part. I related to the Happies in that sense. And this was definitely, it would be something that I would want to do, and that I would do if this happened. They even actually made a reference to it, saying that the theme park is like a ghetto Disney, which I loved. That was great because it kind of is, and in that sense, it's more relatable to, you know, this gang of outcasts in this town, and that's why it is such a beloved place. I would rate this 3 out of 5 stars. It's definitely really entertaining. All right, so now I need to talk about some things in this book that happened. So if you haven't read it or don't want to be spoiled, then please leave. Thank you so much for stopping by. Let me know down below if you plan on reading it, or if something like this would interest you in the future. Otherwise, stay tuned and let's talk about it a little more. Okay, so first off, the first page, her sister, well, not first, whatever, like, you know, first page with text. Her, dumb slut. I just don't like when girls call each other like slut and whore, and I get it's trying to be funny, but it's like her sister saying dumb slut to her. It just like, I don't know. I don't like us calling each other that. I just hate when girls call each other girls. But, you know, that's just a me thing. Not, so that was kind of a peeve. So Thrope, let's talk about Thrope. You meet her page 2, and they basically set her up as the villain, and she is extremely mean and she's obviously really powerful and really goal setting and likes to win, is really confident, and they describe her as kind of owning the town. She describes herself that way. And I just didn't, to me, she didn't really have any motivation to be so. So in the end, you learn that when they're handcuffed together, they have like a stupid heart-to-heart when she's half high. And she says that she hates Happies because she placed second in their Miss Happies contest and lost to a man, you know, pretending to be a woman, and she hates losing to a man. Like, I am competitive. I played sports in college as a D1 athlete. Like, I am competitive as it comes, and I could never imagine doing the things she does and going on a rage and like showing up at a party for this place with a gun, even with pellet gun, because of a contest that happened years ago where I lost to a guy in a hula skirt. I just don't, that was not a good enough motivator for me. That was not a motivator to give me this ultra villain that was, like, you know, a Miss Trunchbull type of person for the senior class. And going off of that, Thrope had this thing with our main character Victoria. Like, she hated her. At one point, she was handcuffed in the Happies jail, and she wrote in the stones, like, what did she write down? That she was bringing down Victoria. And I'm like, what in the world? Like, there was no pretense to why they hated each other so much. I mean, there was some hate, I get, because they had previous parties and her family had helped, you know, do things like terrorize her house, and, you know, her ex-fiance left with Victoria's mom. But I mean, they hated that just as much as she did. So I can get why there would be animosity between the families, but man, she like personally like went after Victoria. I don't know, it just seemed unnecessary, like just really go after somebody. I feel like this character just didn't have a motivator to me. It just wasn't. Past family history and past parties that happened like over 5 years ago was not a reason to shout out when you're at a party of hundreds of people where everybody's trashing everything to blame this one person. Even if that person started the party, she didn't do anything. So that was a big issue for me. Another issue was the fight between the cuddle huddle. So the three friends, it kind of implodes in the middle of the book, and the reasoning is because Slick's brother, who's town whore, basically hooks up with the two other girls. And so she freaks out and gets an apartment with two other girls, one of whom the main character really, really despises and doesn't tell anybody. And so she's like, well, I did this because you got with my brother and didn't tell me, and we're friends and you shouldn't do that. And man, she's right. But at the same time, we find out she slept with Victoria's brother. And her reasoning why it's not that big of a deal is because Victoria's brother, Chester, is a good guy. They say she's hypocritical, but it's like a sentence, and it's just brushed on, and then it's brought up again that she's angry for this reason. I'm like, okay, so you slept with your best friend's brother, and now you're like going on a rampage and discarding your friends because they hooked up with your brother? What? No. So that whole fight was weird to me. Oh, and then after, Slicker Mercedes has her whole thing, and we never addressed why she really was mad, because if it was all to her brother and she slept with never mind. We're not gonna go there anymore. Then the two girls turn on Victoria and tell her that the way she perceived them put them on this pedestal and made them act a certain way, basically put pressure on them to hold up to the image she had of them. And I didn't relate to that problem personally. I'm like, oh, so your friend thought you were such an awesome person? At the end of the day, it's your actions and what you want to do and how you want to act. And I just don't see how, like, even my best friend since kindergarten, the way she views me is not gonna make me hate myself and make me do things that I don't want to do, like go to Africa for a year. She says basically she's going to Africa for a year because Victoria put this image, that she has to uphold this image that Victoria like gives of her. And then same with Slicker Mercedes, that she's really lazy and she's like, I'm sick of me having to be this way because you think of me that way. then just don't. Then do what you want to do, and she's your best friend. I'm sure she'll be okay with it. I think she'll forgive you and she'll accept it. And that was never addressed either. They just like attacked her and never went back to that. So, okay. Yep. And then we get to the end where Thorpe and the girls are handcuffed together. Again, you know, Thorpe has her epiphany of why she actually hated Happies. We never find out why she's like a raging bitch. And one, I hate when they make the successful people in the town a bitch. Like, why can't girls be successful and be nice? You know, anyway, we won't go there. But, and then that's it. Like, after this whole book of them like hating each other and all this confrontation, they get handcuffed together and they stay handcuffed together so they can work things out. And all we hear is some like lame story from Thorpe back when she was running for, you know, Miss Happies, and that's it. And then she makes fun of Victoria for, you know, things she aspires to and things she believes in. And then says like, oh, well, maybe you should run for mayor. And ends with her saying, I will, using her phrase against her. But she's 18. Are you going to vote for an 18-year-old for your mayor of your city? I'm not. Definitely not. Even if I think Thorpe, who else would be running, is a raging bitch, at least I know she's like competent, you know, and has a little more education and can run, you know, city budgets. This girl didn't even seem that smart. She couldn't even get into like her dream college, and now she wants to run a town at 18. I mean, okay. I mean, I'm all for following your dreams, so okay. At the same time, I really liked Zeke's character. I really liked their relationship and how it built and how he stood up for her and how he's there for her. And, you know, you always find out like the man whore is awful. So I did like that. Again, I really loved Happies and the whole theme park setting. It was so cool and really fun, and I very much enjoy that. And even the Happies that come, they were good people, you know, crazy theme park fanatics, which I can relate to because I know a bunch myself, being close to Disney. So definitely related and liked that part of the book. Overall, you guys, it was entertaining. I obviously had some issues with it, but I did like the book. So let me know if you have read it and what your thoughts are on this book. Thanks so much for watching. Hope to see you guys in the future for Becca's Books. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to hit subscribe for us. Mike will be back in our next video. Don't you worry. All right. Bye, guys.